Hidden and Dangerous 2 is messy, clunky, and annoying, but also charming and very unique, and after playing it, you can understand why this frustrating title has built up such a cult following. A World War II first-person shooter where you lead a team of the SAS through various theatres of the war hasn't been done before or since. However, that's a bit misleading. Historically, the SAS formed in Africa and saw action in Europe, but you'll fight in Norway, Burma, Austria, and Normandy, which were areas covered by the British Commandos, not the SAS. Either way, both groups conducted some of the most badass military operations in history, and the game represents their exploits in admirable fashion. The whole story has a very 50s or 60s presentation, with strong British accents and a bombastic instrumental score, which I quite liked. The campaign is broken up into a series of chapters involving a particular front of the war. Sometimes these are an overarching operation or just separate levels. Hidden and Dangerous has a fine diversity of objectives, from sabotaging fuel tanks and research sites, kidnapping German officers, or supporting some allied soldiers. These extend across the globe, such as in rainforests, desert dunes, and pristine alpines, each bristling with hazards and enemies. You often get involved in some intense jobs, like mining the Tirpitz and stealing an Enigma coding machine, all of which require a mix of stealth and tactical considerations. Before each mission, you select who's in your 4-man crew. The differences between peeps are the stats like healing effectiveness, accuracy, and hit points. The more you use them, the more they improve. After this, you'll be briefed on the objectives for the mission. These are very well presented and narrated, removing any sense of confusion. After that, you get to pick your equipment. Now this is what I like. You have a very sizable arsenal from SMGs, rifles, machine guns, and explosives that you can equip as you see fit, only restricted by the carry weight of your soldiers. You can equip a backpack to lug around more, but this will cut down your movement speed greatly. Be mindful to carry a lot of ammo. You'll need all of it, as there's no mid-level resupply. After that, it's down to you to complete the mission. You're often outmanned and outgunned, but you always have the element of surprise, so hit and run tactics are a good idea. Controlling a squad is pretty easy, with a list of commands and formations you can issue, like assaulting or stealthing an area. Of course, you can take control of any guy, and it plays like a fairly clunky FPS. Movement speed is slow, and most actions are quite delayed, often exposing you. There's vehicles scattered around the larger levels, mainly trucks you can commandeer for transport, or a tank you can wreck shit with. Pretty satisfying. They also kinda suck, which reflects their real life functionality. Combat can be a little awkward, as the field of view is too low, and I don't believe it can be changed. However, you can play the entire game in third person if you really want to. Guns are accurate, modeled well enough, and have a really raw industrial sound. When your team does engage the enemy, they'll call out targets and whether they've been killed. This is all stock standard stuff, but it's saved by the sweet ragdoll physics. Unloading an SMG into a room is made a lot cooler when bodies slump down and collapse realistically. Your ally's AI is competent, but you still have to do a fair bit of hand-holding, like healing them or moving in the right direction, which can compromise more advanced tactics. Your enemy's AI is a lot less impressive. Occasionally they'll do cheeky stuff like manning vehicles, throwing grenades, and take cover, but they will also remain unfazed at times, or oblivious to an ongoing firefight the room over, making silent attacks somewhat unnecessary. Does that make the game easy? Nope, it's quite hard, albeit inconsistently. Sure, you can save at any spot, but it's only one file, so if you fuck up, well, shit. Frequently, enemies will kill your dudes in one shot, but other times they can shrug off round after round with ease. A dive bomber raking across my squad? Oh no, we're fine. But that dude I didn't see? Oh, he's an Olympic shooter. Oh yeah, this is totally fair. This seems to be based on the body part they hit, but there is no indicator, making death feel cheap and random. You'll die a lot, and while yes, you can just carry on, missions can be very long and arduous, demanding an entire functioning squad. This fluctuating difficulty extends into the level design, which goes from brilliant to lackluster. Some levels are really large with multiple avenues of approach. These stages allow your tactical muscle to be flexed with a very intricate command menu where you can issue waypoints, orders, and break up your squad to deal with different threats. These are some of the best moments of the game without a doubt. However, at least half of the levels are a glorified corridor, making your options far more limited, where there's only one path you can feasibly take. You just lock and load and keep your squad together as you clear the level. For that matter too, the game may assert it's a stealth game, but it's really not. Aside from the idiotic AI, it's much easier to just go in and kill everyone. Some missions force you to alert the enemy, so your choices in these cases are non-existent. The game is far more linear than you would imagine, and if you're okay with that, then you'll probably enjoy this game. Hidden and Dangerous 2 runs well enough, however it isn't perfect. When I first played it off the physical CD, it crashed one time and deleted my entire profile. This really fucking sucked, but it hasn't occurred since, so keep this in mind. Overall, Hidden and Dangerous 2 is clearly not everyone's cup of military ration tea, but it draws you in with its charm, presentation, and heroic tone that's hard to resist. If you can excuse the difficulty and jankiness, you're left with a very compelling squad-based shooter with heaps of great concepts, which means I have to recommend it.